Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Greg here again with an unboxing of my next build. It'll be my first sort of forte into modernish armour. I've been after this kit for a while, but it's just been too expensive. They say there's no PE or nothing in it. It was almost £30 odd. I picked it up in the end for £27.95. I thought it was a bit better than paying £30 odd, so I got it. It came from China, but it was here within 10 days, so it was fine. So I know people have probably done an unboxing of this. It's quite an old kit, but I don't know, there's something about it that made me want to buy it and build it. So without further ado, we'll have a look. So as you can see, it's a Tamiya, and it's 135 scale. Usual Tamiya box art, quite nice. Plain background this time. And there's a figure, presumably that comes with the kit as well. So let's have a look on the sides. On the sides we have a couple of sort of what it should look like at the end. Sort of Frankenstein tank, isn't it? Bits of this and bits of that all over it. That looks quite nice. I do like the T55 when it's on in here, but this sort of just the shape of it, I don't know, it's weird, but in a good sort of way. I know all these upgrades that the Iraqis did for the first Gulf War, it didn't make a shade of difference. You know, the Challengers and Abrams and whatever else just went right through them. So I think I give them an extra maybe 20 seconds to get out the tank, that's about it. Apparently every one of these, well, all the upgrades were always different in some way or the other, because they were just rudimentary, the actual boxes. They were never all the same, but you know, each to their own. So the side box again we have, there we are, and the kit number is 35324, and there is one figure included. And on the other side we have the an aerial view of the finished kit and an actual finished kit. It looks quite nice. So without further ado, let's have a look. Obviously I've just had a quick scanning, nothing else, so we'll have a quick look. So the instructions first, I'll just put that to one side like I normally do. Just see what I can now. Yeah, just typical Tamiya. We have a bit of history of the tank and a bit of in English and it looks like French, I would think, or something like that, and obviously Japanese. Just gives you a sort of a breakdown of what they've added to it and what they didn't add. A short history and a picture of one there. I think it says Bovington, if I'm not mistaken. I think it says Bovington. Yeah, Bovington. So that's just a bit of information, and then we get to the instructions. Typical Tamiya booklet form this time, I think, is it? Yeah, which is nice for a change. Do's and don'ts and what tools you need, the usual sort of thing. As you know, this is probably just a straightforward build Tamiya. Starting off with the lower hull, wheels, polycapsing all the wheels, which is nice. Lower hull, the back plate, putting the wheels on, but obviously as we all know, we don't do that. We'll leave them separate. And then attaching the rear fuel tank holders. There we are, on the top page there. And then the usual things on the outside of the for the turret, because it's quite a large turret, so it runs over the edges. And then with a bit of gauze in here, but I've actually bought a photo etch kit. I had a T55 Tiran, which I bought. Well, I thought I'd bought off eBay, and it was a bogus seller. I got my money back through PayPal. But I already bought a barrel and the PE, so I can use it on this because it's basically the same thing. Yeah, and then we come down to the tracks, which is the the melt and all. Is it glue? Can be glued? Doesn't say. It says cement, so possibly, but I'm not going to use them. I'll get to them. I'll show you. I'm going to use an aftermarket one. And then obviously marrying the hull to the lower hull, and then we start on the armour blocks. Fairly straightforward again, nothing too overtaxing, nothing to do. And we put them actually onto the tank, and then we've got the headlights going on, a few ammo boxes by the looks of it. Ammo boxes sort of for the tools and bits and bobs for the crew. And then again it's the gauze, but say I won't be using the gauze, so I've got the PE for it, and then we're attaching that to the rear of the tank, sorry, the engine cover, and then the external fuel drums and the external drums on the side as well, the flat ones, which I'll be making a fuel line for those. Directly feed into the tank. I'll have to find some decent pictures to see where it goes from and to. And then some more extra boxes and things, and then we start the turret. It's a 2-piece barrel, but say I've got a metal barrel as well, so I won't be using that. We have the sort of canvas sort of cover and the ring, and it's fairly straightforward turret assembly. There's no internal or nothing on it, so fairly straightforward build. You could probably build it within an afternoon. And then we start to do the rear blocks on the back to counterweight the blocks on the front panel of these before, as well as extra with the, I think these were concrete. Don't quote me on that, but I think they were, just to balance the tank out so it wasn't going to be a nose heavy. So, and then we got the from around the turret, the shape right around the turret, well not right around, only halfway around. And then we got the commander's cupola fitting on there, and the loader's cupola, and the machine gun holder, some other bits and pieces. And then we have that. That's a linkage for the lights and that to the gun turret. And then we're assembling the placing the armour blocks on the outside of the turret and on the rear. And then we're starting to do the searchlights, which then are put onto the turret as well. And then we're starting off with the anti-aircraft machine gun. Fairly straightforward. Nothing here again. And then that's obviously attached to the lower turret, so it's to attach to the hull and the figure to be painted. And that's it. There's no colour call out anywhere. Or I know it's going to be sand texture, but I thought it was a bit of telling you what colour it is. Nothing on that. Anything on here? It's just a history, isn't it? Oh well, I might come across something in the box. So that's the instructions. Well, first, as they come out of the box, we'll just do them. Plus I'll need a knife, as normal. Right, first thing I've got to grab on is the tracks. They're a vinyl, I think, but apparently you can cement and glue these, but they're pretty shallow. You know, I know they're big tracks anyhow, but they are quite shallow. Nicely moulded, don't get me wrong, there's nothing, you know, but just look a bit shallow to me. But say, I bought some mini art ones, they're only a £9 or something like that, link, individual links, but I think they can actually make them work as well, I think. But yeah, and they're slightly warped anyhow, not much, but it's just a shell you could use these. I'll use them on another build, another T55. I think I've got there's a Vesta, I think, somewhere along the line. This is a Vesta or something, or Mirage, one of the two. So look at them tracks are even worse than these. So these aren't bad, but they're not brilliant. So that's that. And we'll come off sprue by sprue. What I mean, because of the staples. Watch your eyes. These dangerous staples are going to jump out neatly. As you can see, on the first sprue is Sprue E, and we have a lot of the armour for the turret. It's quite nicely did. It's a bit. I don't know if there's any texture or not on them. I'll have to have a look into it. But quite flat, to say the least. So I don't know. Nicely moulded, no flash, no nothing like that. And this is the for the rear of the turret to counterbalance almost with the concrete blocks on the back. So nicely moulded, no flash, no sink marks where there shouldn't be, apart from at the rear what you're not going to see. Yeah, happy with that, no problem with them. So I'm going to have to look at it. I've been doing a little bit of searching on the internet for good images and things like that and other people's builds, but it's my build, so it'll be slightly different. Everybody's build is different, but you know what I mean. You give two people the same kit with the same stuff and it'll come out differently. Right, the texture on the turret is quite nice, but it's going to be covered. Can you see that? A nice cast texture. What a shame it's going to be covered with the box armour. And then we got the cupolas, commander and loaders, and the hatches. I think they're for the machine guns in the turret. I think they're like on the side. No flash again, which is quite nice. So nicely moulded. It's just a shame that's going to be covered. I wonder if I have another T55 hull. Sorry, T55 to do with the lack of. I could have a look at it and see if we can search, but there's these ones here. The back's ready for the markings, but I mean for the counterbalance and plates at the back. So I'll probably have to use this one. Shame, but there you go. So nicely moulded. Nicely moulded. Difficult to me, you know, you can't knock Tamiya at all for the moulding. Definitely not. And this one looks like to be a bit of the running gear. It's two sprues the same, so we have the final drive, we have the wheels which are really nicely moulded. I do like those wheels. I know you have the seam line on each one, but that's everybody's got seam line on the wheels. And we have the sprocket and the return idler, all nicely moulded, no flash, and the external fuel drums to the back. A few small, I don't know if they're grab handles, I think, I'm not too sure. A bit of spare track there for some reason, must be a straight bit of track that goes on somewhere. Yeah. A lovely moulding. So if you look at the wheels, they really are quite. I'll get a decent picture of them. There we go. Really are nice. Lovely moulded. So I can just get rid of the seam line on the outside. That shouldn't be a problem. As normal. But yeah, not really nicely moulded again. Really nice. So I say I have been after this kit for quite a while, but it's just the price that's put me off because there's no fancy bits in it, so I don't know why it's so expensive. If it was a bit cheap, I think they would sell a lot more of them. So no, it's a shame, but there you go. I did wait out and I got it cheaper than £30, so it's a bonus. It's always £30 plus. And then we have the figure, which is typical to me, which is quite nice actually. You got the seam line, which is everybody's got seam lines. Quite nice, nicely detailed actually. Not bad at all. And then we have the rear engine cover. And then we have some more of the armour that's to go on the sides. Block armour again. All nicely moulded. Yep. And this for the front, blocks for the front as well. And for these also for the toe hooks, the toes to go through, hooks to go into. Small bits and pieces again, more grills on the end of there. Some really fine pieces there. I don't know what they are until we get into the kit. Look. But then again, nicely moulded again. Can't complain. Next cover is the next sprue is the upper hull, obviously. Again, which is really nicely moulded. Lovely finish on it. Really nice and crisp. Really is. A lot of things are going to be covered on there, obviously, with the boxes and this, that, and the other. And there again, really nice. Just a bit of the mudguards aren't separate because I'm going to have to bend them a little bit, get a bit of damage onto them. And these are these things I was saying, the blocks for the front where the toe eyes come through there. And the reverse of the tank. Yeah, nicely moulded. Yeah, nice. You see there, hollow through the louvers. Can't quite see, but they are hollow in here. You'll be able to see my finger going back and forward on that. Yeah, so they're quite nice. Yeah, no ugly seam marks, no ugly sink marks on the outside or on the inside, which is where there should be anyhow. And the next one is the lower hull, which is probably your typical T55 hull on the bottom, with the markings on the bottom. Yeah, same again, can't argue with the detail on the bottom, the escape hatches, other bits and pieces to attach to the engine, and other bits and, access points. And then we have the nice detail for the swing arms to go into. They're really nicely detailed actually. Really nice. What does it say when it was made? I don't know if I can read that. There's no date on that. It's 2002? Yeah, 2002. So, you know, it's 16 years old. So it's not exactly brand new, but not exactly ancient, but nice moulding again. Nicely moulded. See, I don't know if this is 2002 because I bet it's the T55, which is a lovely kit from Tamiya. It's at the same date, just a different colour. And then we have the poly caps and the gauze that you have to put in the reveal on the things which you won't be using. And then we have the old ditching log and 2-piece barrel, and then more upper works for the upper turret, like the machine guns, the nicely are really nice. And there's the like the canvas mantlet for the gun, which is nicely detailed. Got a nice wash to bring that out. So a lot of upper hull stuff here, like the machine gun. Let's have a look at the machine gun. It's the Russian, I can never remember what it is, but it's the Russian whatever it is. It's nicely moulded. It's not slide moulded obviously, but I might be able to get a little hole in the back of there. I'm not too sure. We can have a go. We'll see. There we go. All nicely moulded. Got the headlights, or the searchlights up there. More boxes, ammo boxes. Headlight guards. They're quite nice size actually. I wonder. They are nice and fine. Be careful taking those off the sprue. Yeah, so that's another nice. So there's some really small fine pieces on there as well. Covers and bits and bobs. You have to be careful taking them off the sprue. But it'll be fine because my mate Joe sent me a brand new pair of side cutters, and they're the Tamiya ones, and so far they're absolutely brilliant. I know they're more expensive, but absolutely brilliant. They really are. I say I got used with the ones like for cutting wire and things like that, but I damaged the other one. So I got talking and he sent me this. So I'm going to send him some other bits and pieces back. But really are nice. I recommend them. I know they're a bit more expensive than normal things, but I do recommend them. They really are quite nice. And then we got the final sprue. Oh, we have two figures. We have two figures by the looks of this. Not one. Oh, can't complain. Just one figure, we've got two. Two we have. And then we got a lot of the external fuel drums that get fuel, you know, the flat fuel tanks. More external stuff. I think that's the rear. Again, don't know what these parts are, but they're quite nice and fine. The covers for the boxes, external boxes. I think that's to go onto the exhaust. A bit there, I'm showing that. Oh yeah, it's for the end of the exhaust. See that again, nicely detailed, nicely moulded. A lot of lovely rivet details and bolt details on top of that part. I think that's the rear. I'm almost certain it is. And then we've obviously got the more grills and things like that. Really, really nice. So yeah, there's two figures, so it's a bonus. We should have just said one figure on the box, didn't it? I don't know, not bad at all. Seen worse, seen better. But yeah, we made up. Painted and made up. There's another rear engine cover. The rear plate on the engine. The back. You can see the end of the boxes. I might try and cut some of them off and put actually some handles on them myself, just to bring a bit more detail into it. We shall see as we go on along. Shouldn't be too difficult. I think that bottom one's probably the hardest one to do. The other ones won't be too bad to take off and replace. yeah, nicely detailed again. So that's the end of the plastic. I say I'm waiting for the tracks to arrive. I can always, you know, where there's no problem with them. And this is what I bought for the Tyran 5 grills, tank T55 and the Tyran 5, which I never ever got. But see, I've got the grill covers and some of the bits and pieces there. So there's no point in opening it. The grill covers. I don't know what the other ones are yet. Can't really tell. And the barrel, which I bought as well for this, it was Tyran 5 as well. You know, T57 Tyran 5. It's very similar to the barrel, the plastic barrel. There's the thing that goes on the fume extractor, whatever you want to call it. So all the bits and pieces. They never give you any instructions, do they, to how these go together. Some of them are fairly simple, obviously, but some of them are a bit more to them. But yeah, we'll use that. That's no problem. So that's the end of that review. So I'm going to say I've been after this for quite a while. I'm really looking forward to building this, but I won't be making a start with that until I've finished the the small diorama for the Stern Tiger, and then we can make a crack on with the T55 Enigma. So, and also I've just realised this morning I've surpassed 300 subscribers now, 303 at the present moment in time. So since 250, was it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I've picked up 50 odd in 2 weeks, which is extraordinary for me. I've never picked that many up in such a short space of time, so hopefully it'll continue. So I'll just say I'd like to thank you all my subscribers, and the new ones and old ones, and thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to view this little unboxing. And I say I'll probably I might do a build log on this as well. I'm not too sure yet. I'll see what I've got like for time, but I probably will do a build log of it. I'd like to do a you know, actually show you how I do certain things slightly different to other people. Probably some people do the same as me. I'm not 100% sure, but I might after the construction. You know, after the construction for the tank, I might show you how I do my painting and weathering. It's probably the same as most people's, but it may not be. So I think I'll do that. So I'll do the build as a build log, but when I come to the weathering, I'll actually do it in front of the camera. I think. Yeah, we'll go for that. You know, warts and all that kind of stuff. If it goes wrong, you know, then we'll have to try and mend it. So that's it. So I'm beginning to waffle now, so I think we'll say goodbye. So obviously Greg signing off, and we'll catch you soon. Goodbye.